Welcome to Steady Trading MX. Today was a busy day with NVIDIA stock because, as you know, or if you heard yesterday, the government has or wants to put some restrictions to NVIDIA selling their chips to Russia and China. So that's why today NVIDIA traded very much lower than the close of yesterday, like around 7%. So it was for me personally, it was a difficult day. I took a lot of trades. That's actually not good because you will see it's a bit like over trading. But at the end, after being down 280 bucks, now I'm up $5. So that's all for me today. I'm not gonna trade anymore because as I said, it was too much going on. So, but I wanted to show you the trades I took, why I took them, and how if they work or didn't work out. So let's begin. Please, before I begin, I remember you to please follow me here, follow me on Instagram, subscribe here to my channel in YouTube, share these videos or my videos, my channel with your family and friends. So okay, let's begin. The first trade I took was this one. This setup was looking good. The 10 moving average was stepping upward, and the stochastics were also looking good. So I thought I took this trade. Sorry, I took this trade because I thought the price was actually going to go higher in order to close this gap. You noticed this yesterday. The price closed here, and today the price opened here. So this is a huge gap. So I thought it could. I saw this setup, and that's why I thought it could go a bit higher in order to close it, to close the gap. But actually, it didn't work, and I was stopped out here. I entered the trade at 143.22. Then I saw this setup. The stochastics were also looking good. Looking good, and I took here a long trade. And look at this. Actually, it worked for a while. It went to here, then the price action rejected this zone and began to fall. So I closed the trade here for a small profit. Look, I entered here at 100 here 142.2, and I closed the trade at 142.5. As I said, it was a small profit. Then I took again. So here in this period, from the start, from the opening to here, it was looking as a consolidation. You can notice it. Okay. Then that's why I took here a long and another long. Then this consolidation was broke down. The price broke down this consolidation and began to rout. So the moving average began to steep lower. So I saw this setup. The stochastics were also looking good. So I thought it could maybe go higher. Okay, it could go long to pull back to the moving average and then retrace the movement. So I enter here a long position again at 141 here, and I was immediately stopped out here. You can see it. Then after this, okay, remember, you can see what is going to happen. So that this is the edge of the screen, the edge of our workspace. So we actually didn't know what is going to happen here. So I was up here. I noticed now here I was a bit stubborn, and I wanted the price actually to go high. So I enter here into another long position, and I was it was long. Then when I wasn't stubborn, sorry, I mixed my trades. So here I noticed this moving average. It was tipping down. So I saw that the price went a bit higher, almost touched the moving average, and then retraced. So there I noticed maybe the price was going to keep falling. So that's why I entered here in a short trade. Look at this. I entered short in 139.22. The price went actually lower, but suddenly it began to go higher. So I closed the trade here for a small profit. So here I expected, at the beginning, I expected the gap to close. It didn't work out. Then I saw this, and then I realized that the price was going down, lower and lower. So I tried to change my mind, my strategy, and I entered short, and it didn't work. So I was, why it didn't work? Okay, I'm going long, and doesn't work. Then I see how this consolidation period was broken down, and so I have to go short. And here didn't work. So I was a bit mad, and I was confused. I think I felt so at the time. So again, because of this, trade didn't work out. So I entered here in a long position. Look how this moving average was actually changing the direction a bit. So I entered high here, and I was stopped out here. So it was another loser trade, and didn't work out. So I was, what I have to do. So I decided to wait, to be patient and wait, because the first trade, okay, I took here like 5 trades, and only one has worked, and the others, like the direction wasn't clear. So I waited. Look at this. I waited. I didn't took this one. Then I saw this. I went here. Let me see. I think I went here in a long position. For me, it was looking good. The moving average were actually flat. So I went long, and I entered here at 139.36, and I was stopped out immediately after at 138.84. So okay, again, it's not working. So by then I can't remember how much was I losing, but I was losing money. So I tried again. I enter here in a short position, cause the price retraced to the moving average, then gave here a good signal. So I enter in a short position, and look at this, I was stopped out. So I was, damn, why? So neither the longs nor the short are working. This short was good. I couldn't take it. I was in a long position, and I didn't see it. But after that, they're not working. So I was, it's not good. So I have to concentrate, keep focus, and try again. That's what I did. So this didn't work. This didn't work. Then let me see. I took this short at 180 here, 183.6, and I was stopped out almost like 20 cents higher. Then I entered here in a short position. Look at this. This was actually looking very good. The price touched the 50 moving average. It was tipping down as a lower. So the stochastics were looking good. The setup was looking good. So I entered here in a short position. And look, this blue dotted line. This was finally was a good trade. I'll be a good and long trade. Look, this blue dotted line. So I could have closed the trade here, and so, but maybe it could keep falling. So one doesn't know. So and at the end I closed the trade here. Look, I entered the trade at 138.6, and I closed the trade at 137.7. So it was like $1. Just I think it was $1. So I closed the trade here. It was a good one. Let me zoom in. I think it's too small. So then when I closed the trade, I was watching here stochastic. So and the setup was looking good. So stochastic were looking good. So this setup was looking good. So I entered in a long position here because of this candle. So I entered around there. Yes, there I entered long at 137.88, and I closed the trade here. I actually wanted to close the trade here at the 50 moving average, but that was my target. But I was a bit greedy, and I said, okay, maybe could go higher. But I set my target here because I notice that here the price rejected the 50 moving average, and that's where I entered short. So I should have closed the trade here. It was a good one, a winner, not a good one. It was a winner trade. Okay, don't get confused with good trades and bad trades. It was a good trade and a loser and a winner trade. Sometimes you can take a good trade, but it's a loser one. So then I took another long here. This setup was good. The stochastic was looking good. So that's why I entered here in a long position at 188.4, and the price didn't go nowhere. So I closed the trade here for a small loss. It was actually for a break even, but after the fees and so it's a small loss. Okay, then let me see. Okay, then I saw this setup. It was looking good. I entered here in a short position, and look at this blue dotted line again. It was a very long trade. Look at this. I entered the trade at 9:39 a.m. and I closed the trade at 9:51 a.m. Okay, so it was almost 11 minutes. And in this one, I entered the trade at 9:10 and I closed the trade at 9:22, 12 minutes. So it was a long trade, both of them. So it was good. So I looked this setup. This setup was actually looking good. The stochastic also were looking good. So I entered in a short trade again here. But actually I remember now, I was afraid, really. I don't know, but I was scared. So I entered the trade. I noticed this candle that it wasn't working. Then so I decided I prefer to close the trade here. But look at this. Actually I will have to stay in this trade. But okay, so one can learn. Then it was time. It was here 10 a.m. Look at the trend line. So not the trend line, but the moving average. So the price and the NVIDIA for today was dipping down. The price was going lower and lower and lower. The trend was clearly down. It was a downtrend. So at the beginning I didn't notice it. That's why I made a lot these trades against the trend. So I waited. I couldn't enter the trades here. So the next trade was this one at 10:32 a.m. This was looking good, and my target as this one here, I failed to close the trade here because I wanted the price to go higher. I was a bit greedy. So this time I entered here in a long position and I closed the trade right in the 50 moving average. Okay, this was a good trade. It was a winner trade. I entered here at 133.5 and I closed the trade at 135. Sorry, 134.13. So then I waited. Look at this. The price was going nowhere. I noticed some setups, but I wasn't sure if I have taken up notes or when in doubt, stay out. So I keep waiting. Then I went to grab a bite, have lunch at 11 a.m. So I came back at almost 12. I took this long. Look at this, and it was a loser one. So it was actually, this one really was pretty fast. The price went high. I noticed here my target wasn't here, so I expect the price to go higher, but it didn't. Then suddenly this red candle was built, and suddenly this red candle opened and closed in a few seconds, and I waited. I wanted to close the trade actually here, but and the next candle, this red one, was like a boom, boom. Suddenly the price dropped, so I have to close the trade here. it was a loss, a small loss. I enter here. Look at this. I enter at 134.7 and I close it at 134.50. So 20 bucks. Then again, I saw the setup. The stochastic was also looking good. So I entered in a long position. Again, I expected the price to get higher, and as you can see, the price was actually, maybe here the trend was changing. So I expected the trend here, the price here to go higher, but it didn't. I entered here in a long position. I didn't want to close the trade here because here in 135.5 wasn't my target. It was higher, but I had to close the trade here as soon as this red candle passed the low of the previous candle. So it was a good trade for a small profit. Then I took this trade. The stochastic were looking good. I took this trade for that. It was like a scalping one, very fast. Just to the target was to the 10 moving average, and I closed the trade. After this trade, I'm up $5 or $6. So that's not good. My actual daily goal is 100, but after, as I said at the beginning, after being down 280 bucks, now I'm up $5. So, and how can one achieve this? Okay, I made a lot of trades. That's not good. I could have end my day after this trade if I hadn't closed the trade here. Believe me, I could have after at 10 a.m. I could have ended my day. But what is really important here is the mindset. After being down a very amount of money, like 280 bucks, one has to be very cold. You don't have to control your emotions. One has to accept the emotions and let them go and flow and keep and focus again. Okay, so that was all for today. I appreciate you watching my video. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Sorry, I noticed that right now. This wasn't my last trade. My last trade was actually this one. This was the last trade I took. So I took, look at this. The stochastic were looking good. The startup was looking good, and I entered here in a short trade. So that was my last trade. After this trade, I'm up $5 or $6. I think $5. So see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Please subscribe, comment, dislike it, follow me on Instagram. Bye bye.